implementation of this particular motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, have you? Oh, sorry.
That's your chance to speak.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also stand to support this motion by my friend Honorable Ruku. And it is very interesting, Mr. Speaker. The mover of the motion is asking us to urgently develop a comprehensive secondary school policy on JSS. And secondly, to develop a clear implementation framework. And I was having a chat, Mr. Speaker, with my good friend, Dr. Nyekal, whose idea I quickly borrowed, that actually while we support Honorable Ruku, it must be noticed here that actually we are doing something which we ought to have done long ago. Because, you know, as he says himself, and if I borrow his words, how do you have visitors come to your house and then you start preparing for them? I mean, we should have prepared this thing long ago. But now that we didn't do it, I think it is very good that we start this implementation. When I look at this house, Mr. Speaker, I see two categories of people. I see people like myself who went to 7 years of secondary school, 7 years of primary school, 4 years of secondary, 2 years of high school, and 3 years of university. And Mr. Speaker, that is the same education that the people in the United Kingdom who gave us the education go through. Those are the ones that the neighboring Uganda go through. But, and I think myself, I always look at myself and I say, I'm very well educated. If I can just add another master's, I'll be like everybody else who is going to school nowadays. Then somewhere, the education changed, and I can see the second category here, the one that went through 844. When 844 was founded, it was based on the policy that we require practical, something that students can take home. So workshops were built, and a lot of other things, adjustments were made. And so majority of the members of parliament here, I believe, went through 844. Now, Mr. Speaker, for no apparent reason at all, we have CBC. And I think myself, and I don't know whether this would be outrageous, but I think it is time we put our education policy, our education system in the Constitution so that it does not change like the weather. Another government will come. We in Kenya are very good at something called benchmarking. Sometimes one of you might go to Papua New Guinea and see something good there, and you come and tell the whole country, we are changing like Papua New Guinea. I think there must be a stop to overhauling. We can change some things in the education system, but we cannot just overhaul our education system every day, put it upside down. One day, 844, another day, CBC, another day. I think that we should put a stop to this. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, this is the reality. The Kenya Kwanza government says that this thing was started by the Jubilee government. I personally never see a difference, because when you look at it clearly, the last government that this parliament had was the Jubilee government. And most of them sat in cabinet. But whatever the case, they have inherited a system which we now must live with. And when I look at it myself, I say, we now have primary school ending in standard 6, I think, or they call grade 6. The current one that we are going through is still on, going through to 7 and 8. The policy should develop and say, after that, grade 9, what is going to happen in grade 9? So we have to prepare and look ahead so that we don't again get kids getting to grade 9 who have come from JSS and we don't know what is going to happen to them. Now here is a question of teachers. Now I had a gracious lady here say, no, it doesn't matter whether they are old teachers or not, but these people have told us that this is a new system of education. Who are the experts for delivering this system of education? I think we must get the teacher training to be then customer fitted, should be good for purpose. We should therefore now train teachers for purposes of going to CBC, to train them. And we also need to adjust ourselves. And this is the question I think Honorable McLap or somebody has asked. Are these people, are these children in secondary school or they are in high school? First, they are too young to be in in secondary school. But we have called them secondary school students, and we have made them think like secondary school students. We have to create a certain adjustment so that as soon as possible, we shift these kids to secondary school, so that they don't be called junior secondary when in fact they are senior primary. There are many, many gaps in this education system that need to be addressed. I have not gone to textbook center of late, but which are the books that are now going to be used to teach these students? Have we prepared enough materials for training our students in JSS? We have a lot of issues that need to go into this policy. And I really want to congratulate my friend, Honorable Ruku, for thinking about it. Because unless we go through all these things, we do not have a good education system. And lastly, I just want to say that the position of CDF is acknowledged in this matter. I know that the ministry sends capitation. Personally, I think the ministry must develop a way of monitoring how capitation works. Because the teachers are receiving capitation, but when you go to them, they say, Mheshimiwa, tusaidie kununua desk, tusaidie kununua hii. Who, where, what exactly is capitation being used for? The CDF money that has been sent to constituencies has done a lot in this 1 year. Does capitation also do development? Can we be able to have a good explanation of how it works? Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to support.
Thank you.
Members, you should be looking at your mics. If you ask to speak, the reason the mics are there is so that you're able to see them and speak. The Honorable Madenge.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand to support the motion by Honorable Ruku on the policy on JSS. It is important, Honorable